Hello and welcome back to Tron Sports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video, and it is finally time to get the brand new lines up and running with some new trains. Now I say new trains, not all of them are going to be new trains, or at least not all parts of a train are going to be new on all trains. Whilst that sounds confusing, bear with me, I will explain it after the intro and you will see what I actually mean. It does make sense. In today's video, as I said, I'm going to be setting some of these up, and I have looked at the comments. So there was a request for a ride along. That will happen. Maybe not in this video, but certainly within the next two or three videos that should happen. There was a request for Pullmans. Two requests, or multiple requests, I'm not entirely sure how many. I remember a few on previous videos as well, for Pullmans to be used. So I will be using Pullmans for express services, but maybe not in the way that you may be thinking. So this is what I'm going to do, and also I think there is going to be some issues with timing, and there are going to be some issues with traffic, so I'm going to have a look at that and see if either that can be resolved in this video or can be resolved off camera between some episodes. So make sure you stay tuned. Let's get started and let's actually get trains on the new main line. Right, for step one, I need a place to get these trains out from. Now, I did say I'd release them from here and then pull them in and back them up every time. I think that's not the smartest of ideas, if I am to be quite honest. So I'm not going to be doing that. I'm definitely not going to be doing that at all. What I am going to be doing is working out where a few of these trains are going. So for example, that one, Attleborough to Barnstaple, that needs to go, and apparently it goes in a really wonky order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run for now, and I am going to put a little engine shed right here, and this is where we are going to be launching. This is where we are going to be launching our new... Hang on, I've just noticed something. That is how I'm going to do Shepton Mallet's cargo. That is what I'm going to do for Shepton Mallet's cargo. Fantastic. Right. Don't get distracted. Get on with building what you're supposed to be building. Right, here we go. So, this is just going to be a little engine shed that's just sitting on the side. Nobody's paying any mind to it, but it is going to be used for launching or deploying, or whatever you want to say, whatever word you want to use, getting some new trains out on the main line. Then what I'm going to do, it doesn't really matter, so I'm just going to use some 30 mph track, and I'm just going to pull that off like that. That isn't what I asked for in the slightest, nor is that. So this game does like to play up on occasion, that's for sure. That will do. That will do, and just in case, I guess that will do. I'll go ahead and pop a couple of signals right there. Excellent. So now that I have that, let's go ahead and start getting these vehicles. So for the Pullmans, I will... Actually, this is what I'm going to do. Before I do any of that, for the Pullmans, all express routes are going to become a Pullman train. Now we have express routes over here. Bracknell to Sudbury. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just the 5 trains there. But they are all useful trains, I guess, in a sense, even though they're carrying only a single passenger. It looks right with the aesthetic. What I want to do is I want to change those and move all the other trains or all their carriages. I want to move them to a train here. This is going to be a little bit complicated. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to create a train with a fake wagon. It's going to buy 3 of them. And they are going to sit here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that train for editing. And I'm going to select railways. Select that. Here we go. And I'm going to select all of these trains for editing. Then I'm going to go edit selected vehicles. In fact, you know what I should do before I do this? Let's set the date of, again, the date of release. So it should be the, well, not the, that doesn't exist. It should be the 2nd of December when this is out. If I get this out on the right day. Let's go to 1920. Let's see what's appeared. A few things have appeared. Nothing that I want in particular. That might be useful for good services. And of course, planes are available. Right. Okay, nothing much has appeared apart from a plane, which might be something I need to consider. Let's go to edit vehicle. And this is where things are going to get interesting. So first off, I'm going to do that. Now, these trains are clearly going to struggle. They've been around for a while. So what I want to do is I want to move these carriages up there. And this is going to be quite interesting. I hope I can manage this. Do I want to remove this train? Drive backwards? No. I don't want to modify it like that. Move vehicle down. Now this is, okay, it's not working the way I wanted it to work. That's fine. This is what I'm going to do then. As long as I do not press modify, we should be okay. You know what, I should have started right at the bottom. As long as I do not press the modify button, we should be okay. That's all I've got to make sure that I do not do. That's one long train. There we go. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's just a matter of I want to try and use these. I want to try and use these vehicles or reuse these particular locomotives. Locomotives? No, carriages. But I want to upgrade these trains, and this is where things get a little bit more complicated. I want to upgrade these trains to something new. So at the moment they are running is quite old. They can do 75 miles an hour. They might be useful for freight purposes. What are they? They are 1880, so they have been running for 40 years. I think they are getting to the end of their tenure. So I'm going to actually move all of these trains out, all the locomotives out as well. Please do not crash. The game crashing right now would be a problem. And I'm going to use these locomotives elsewhere. So now we have everything off these trains. I can now create new trains without losing the old wagons, so I know exactly what they were. And I can go ahead and say, can I close that? I don't know. I don't want to risk closing that. Because if I close that, will it get rid of the... It may not. Should I try and risk closing that for now? It did exactly what I thought it was going to do. Okay. That's my own undoing. My own fault. Let's go ahead and get these again. It's okay. I can fix this. So, first of all, get rid of that. Secondly, just move each train up one. It's a bit slow. Oh, no, hang on. There was a way to do this. I remember, was it shift or something did something with this? No, shift just moves it to the end or flips. Okay, that's what shift does. Never mind. So there was a way to move things around. That wasn't it. Unfortunately. It's a very weird configuration of train that we're building right now. Come on, maybe I should pause this whilst doing it. It'll be faster. It is now faster. All right. Unfortunately, I was looking to build a new PC. But of course, RAM prices have shot through the roof, and I am not going to be building a new PC. If I can swing it, I'm going to try and get a new graphics card, but I'm not going to build a new PC because graphics cards appear to have got down to MSRP. Right, let's go ahead and do this properly. So, Steam engine, let's go for ones that have the highest top speed at the top. That's the wrong way. There we go. We have these, and they can go to... Doesn't tell me. Oh, it's because it's all here. Nearly 90 miles an hour. 1914 tender engines. And we've got these. They do 60. That's no good. I think running these tender engines, 1,600 horsepower, 20,000 foot-pounds of tractive effort, although these are a bit slower, but I think this is more designed for freight. I think those are more designed for freight. So these are all the fastest trains. 1917, side tank engine. Do I want to run tank engines on an express route? No. I want a tender engine. So let's go for that one. Now these are in a black colour, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that to maybe that sort of blue. I think that's going to look reasonable. And that is going to be the locomotive for every... In fact, just had a thought. I can change the colours around just a bit every time. Doesn't have to be the exact same colour on all of these. In fact, you could be a completely different colour. I'm going to give you a... That's not quite the green I was after. That's still not quite the green I was after. I'm still picking the same green. That's too bright a green. Let's make one of them that colour. There we go. Okay, and now these are going to have Pullmans behind them. And so, where are the Pullmans? 8-wheel or 12-wheel is the question. Ooh. And the difference in speed is capacity 12, 130 miles an hour, capacity 12. I think that the smart thing to do is just to use the 8-wheel one. That's going to be the smart thing to do. And let's go with, is it name? By name. Now, which one should we use? Oh, there's a blue variant of these. Oh, that blue variant could go very well with the blue train. Okay, I'm going to attempt it. This may not look right at all, but I'm going to make an attempt. I wanted the 8s. No, I want the 8s and that. There we go. So we'll have a brake end on the front. We'll have a first class parlour, first class bar, first class kitchen, 2, 3 of those, brake to the rear, a baggage and an observation car. How does that look? Perhaps a bit too long, so let's drop that a bit. 214 yards. Do you know what? That's all right. And it has the observation car on it as well, which is always a nice thing to have, I guess. There we go. That's 116 people. For this one, we will have this run do we have the cream, maybe completely cream ones? No. We have the red ones. I don't think that would look right. Do we not have completely cream ones for Pullmans? No, we do not. Okay. I guess I could recolor these to have the white color. What's the difference between these ones and these ones? That looks very similar to that. I cannot see a difference. Top? Ah, yes, the top. So, I think if we do that, in fact, no, if we do these and paint them in the white, slightly off-white colour, maybe not quite, not that one. No, I think the off-white, slightly off-white colour is best. And we'll go ahead and do the same for these. There we go. 1, 2. Is it just the 2? I guess. Do we need brakes on both sides? That's the other question. Maybe not. Maybe I do not need that one. And I could put another one of those in. Brake end, rear, baggage, and observation. It's almost the same capacity, and I don't think that really matters. So that goes there, and then I guess these are also the same. This is going to look really nice, I think, because all of these are going to look different, and that's quite good. So let's add first class parlour, bar and kitchen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brake and baggage. For that one, no observation car on that. This one can have the whole lot again. So we'll do that, 2 of those, that, that and that. And then the last one, we get rid of those and we're going to add this set to it for the last setup, because I think these colours will go best with it. That, and that. In fact, what if we got rid of the brake end rear and just put another third class in? Like that. That might work. Possibly. I think that could put the baggage right at the front on this train. That would be interesting. Well, not in front of the locomotive, but there. That could be interesting. Okay, so that's a change of all of those. So that's looking good. Let's go ahead and modify. All of those have now changed. Take a look at each one. Should we jump over to each one? I guess we can, because I no longer need to. I can always come back here very quickly. Quick jump. There we go. And do you know what that's? It's got the British Railways logo on it. Now, if I've learned that there's a way to. So if I change something on these, there is a way to. So for example, if I did that, that would change the number of the train. I've heard there's a way to put a name on some of these. I do not know if this is one of them. Let's try. Does that... Or is there something else I need to do with this? Like put it in... Do I need to put it in brackets or something? Or is it not this train that does it? I've seen some instructions about this and I've not paid attention. Basically, this is not the one. Okay, we'll come back to that. There we go. We now have a Pullman train on each one of these, and how is that going to fit into this station? It should be fine, because I've kept it under 200 yards and this station is longer than 200 yards. So there's the first of the Pullmans, perhaps not where you thought it would be. How do I pull up my trains again? There we are. Let's go have a look at the other ones. Let's take a look at this Pullman. That's not what I meant to press. That's it. That actually looks really good with the colours. I don't know why you are stuck here. You've just stopped in the middle of nowhere, but fine. But the colours of that one really suit it well. Yes, the colours definitely suit this well. Okay, let's go have a look at another one of these. Not you, what am I looking for? That, not that, that. Let's go check out this one. I think that's the same, it's the same vehicle, same train, but it doesn't have the observation car at the back, which actually makes it look a little bit out of place. I do like the Pullman logo really does look good on it as well. It's interesting that I'm getting the back of the train when I'm focusing on this, not the front. It's probably because there's a locomotive stuck in there for some reason. Something weird has happened. That's why that doesn't look right. There's a locomotive. I can just about see the locomotive stuck in there. Let's run away from that one. Something has gone wrong, and go over to this one. Now this one's probably going to have the same issue, isn't it? It is. Oh, but that blue looks extremely royal. royal blue. I hope that these sort themselves out. They should. And lastly, we'll go check out this train, which is actually functioning. At a fairly high speed. Pulling along with Pullman. The sounds of these are excellent. Okay, so that's what we've got. Let's go back and we'll get back to our, here we go, Attleborough. Now, what I want to do now is I want to look at getting the trains for this up and running. So what we're going to have is I will click on that one, and we're going to buy some trains from here. Now, for the express routes, we are going to have the same sort of, or similar sorts of setup with the Pullmans. So I'll go ahead and grab those to start with. Because I need to decide, well, let's go again for speed. We are now looking for things with high speeds. These can do fairly high speeds. These can do 80. 80 I'm okay with. We could run 3 of those, and then we've got, or we can just go all the way to these, and those can be used for something else. Maybe that's a good option. I think that might be the smart option here. So 89 miles per hour. We are going to take, let's take the one with some lines on it. Even that one has decent lines. Let's, I think I want to take these. Another design first. Oh, it's a 10-wheeler. Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. Mixed traffic rolls. I mean, yeah. That's a fast express service. Well, somehow I managed to get this right. That will do. Let's make a deep red ones. Maybe not that. I've got to find the right styling for this. That looks like a good styling. So we'll do one of those. We'll do one that's slightly less. We did have a couple of those green. We could have another couple of green ones running on this too. 4 trains. There's 5 on the other one. So maybe I should go for 5. And again, we could do one of the blue. That's too dark. We could do another blue one. Okay. So these are the trains we have. How do I make that? How do I get that? How do I get each of these on a new train? I've forgotten how to do this immediately. Do I just add something and then? No. That's what it was. Right. I want to... Okay, I'm going to buy 5 of these. This is a silly idea, but do not worry because I'm going to make an edit. Now I get to edit them how I want. So you, that there. Those 3 disappear there. Then we take away 4. And then we take away 5. There, that's better. Right, to the Pullmans once again. Now for the red one, there's that maroon Pullman, which I might try. See how that pans out on with the white top, I think that looks good. So we'll do that. The colour of the train might be slightly off, but I can fix this. That, and that. 200. Maybe I should make these slightly smaller. Make these Pullmans just a little bit shorter. That sounds like a good idea. With the red train, ideally I would have wanted the cream colour, but I do not think I've got that colour available to me. That's not quite that could work. Okay, I'll try this with the darker top, and we'll go first class, 1, 2, 3, break, baggage. Forget the observation. Ooh, that might not look right with that colour. Might look right with this one though. It does look better with that colour, that's for sure. Then this one I'll do the same. That red, I'm not entirely keen on that red, or at least how it appears in the as the little icon. Not all too keen. Guess another one of these can be like that. The blue could run the same thing. I think it would suit it. That was the cream I kind of wanted, but it's fine. We've got this slightly different setup. Hang on. Black carriages with that colour. Black carriages with that colour look decent too. I think I'm going to try that. That can be for the red train. So I'm trying to give this a bit more, maybe, I don't know, a little bit of a more personality to the trains instead of everything being exactly the same. I'm trying to give more personality to the train, and I think we can do one of these blue ones again too. That worked on the other one. So, in fact, do we have to have a bar and a kitchen in each thing? Maybe not. There we go. That could do. Again, maybe move this one right to the front. Okay, they are all ready to go. Now, before I send them on their way, I want to make sure that the timings are correct. Oh, sorry, not the timings. The routing is correct for each one of these routes. So we've got it's going to be the semi-fast. And I think that is the wrong platform for the semi-fast service. It needs to be in, well, it needs to be in these two platforms. So I'm going to fix that immediately. Platform 2 or 3. Potentially platform 4. I guess if it absolutely needs to, but actually no, I'm going to disable platform 4 for that. This route doesn't matter. That one is fine where it is. Attleborough to Barnstable is going to disappear soon. So for now, I'm going to move that over. Good. I'm extremely confused about what is going on here. I think it is because I need a signal there. So you, on your way back... Oh, there's no crossing across there. That is the issue. Okay, so how do I fix that? See, these are all the small issues that need to be rectified. What do you mean not possible? Why is none of that possible? Well, if that's the case, then can I build anything slightly further back? This isn't going to be... it's not going to be ideal, because then I wanted to be able to have a train. It's probably not even going to be possible regardless. No, it wasn't going to be possible regardless to have a train stopped and waiting in here unless I rework this bit. But then that bit is not all too difficult to rework. And this causes an issue. Which means for now, I have to do that. It will stop a train, and the train will be... A train will be there in an awkward spot. Nonetheless, it should be okay-ish. Let's find out. Okay, it's fine. It will sit here, and it might block out this bit, but I can deal with that. Yeah, I can definitely deal with that. And the problem here is that this crossover will... I cannot let a train in there because that's not the right size. Okay, that is now rectified. Let's go ahead and get the first of these trains, not you, that. Let's go ahead and get these trains onto the semi-fast. But also, going to go to the timetable, lines, routes, and we're going to have to start sorting this out too. Attleborough to Sudbury, we are going to say, let's do an auto unbunch, and we'll do, so apparently it'll say 15 minutes. So every train will be at 15 minutes, and then I can always do forced departure if I need to. This is an upgraded version of timetable of the timetable mod. It is 1.4, so I'm hoping that helps. Right, that can start getting these trains out and underway. There goes one, train number 150. That's not bad in colour. In fact, it sort of matches. It sort of matches the maroon of the Pullman train, so that is not all too bad. I'm not sure what again, some Z-axis fighting. It's a bit annoying. Well, you already working your way out. Goodbye. Now this could cause some trouble. But there is something I can do, is I can actually manually stop it and just try and send another one in at 1:45 in 15 minutes on that timer. How does this one look? Oh, the black does look quite resplendent, actually. That's a different whistle, right? So I'll just go ahead and stop this one. The black does look good. It suits it. Now, whilst all of that is going on, and I'll leave that playing, this is where this bit comes in. So, I'm going to modify these. Now, not all of these are going to change. So we'll change 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll change 2. Let's change 3 of them. The other 2 trains, those are going to remain. What am I going to be doing here? Is I'm going to go modify, and then I'm going to select a colour. So the new colour for these trains is what I'm going to be working on. But for now, before I do that, I want to figure out what vehicles I would like for these. So again, we could go for these. Tank engines seems like a good idea for one of these routes. I do think tank engines seems like a pretty good idea. And I think the colour of these should probably be green, some form of green. Alternatively, I now have these, but I'm not very keen on them. So there are also these tank engines, 75 miles per hour. I could consider using them for these trains. That's an opportunity. That's definitely a thought. What was the top speed of these? Cannot remember. 75. So it's a similar top speed. Guess I could do that. Although what I might do is I might be taking this mod out. So let's not do that, because I might be removing this mod just to save on some resources. So let's go for these tank engines. Or are there any other tank engines that are a little bit less powerful? No. You can always put a speed limiter in, should I need to. I'll put these tank engines in. Or these tank engines. Slightly slower. But I did say I was looking to get rid of that. The decisions that need to be made for this. Mixed traffic engines. Not really using mixed traffic at the moment. Designed for heavy express trains, no. And then there are these options. 60 miles per hour. I think this is it. Okay, the choice has been made. This is what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and let's try and paint them all. In this case, I will paint them all a similar colour. So we'll go for, I think with that is pretty good. That's a Pullman. Of course this is, because that one's not going to sit and wait. I heard the Pullman go by. This could be a screenshot. That could be... Oh, actually, that cannot be a screenshot, because look what's happened here. I'll find one of these to make a reasonable screenshot. Right, you can get underway then. once you are done, the train behind, I will pause once that one's on its way out. That's a shame about the texture fighting. That's the only issue. Oh, you are stuttering away. There we go. We'll just stop you there. Yeah, we'll just stop you there and continue with what I was doing, which is buying some trains. So, if they are going to be that colour, green, for almost all of them, then what I want to do is, okay, let's see if I add that. That's not the one I wanted to add. Add that one. Let's have a look at it in with some wagons. Pullman. No, in this case we'll use generic UK passenger wagons, coaches, or we could use the top light coaches. I'm not entirely certain. I think these would do. I think this is probably what we want. So I would say that, for example, it's going to be that, something like that. That's going to be the setup. The colour of these, though, could be something I want to make an adjustment on. Actually, I think the brown is... maybe this is what we need. This brown one. So we'll do 1 first class, 3 third class, break, and actually that could be it. So we'll go 4 first class and break luggage van. It's apparently a 3rd class corridor break as well. 1st class corridor, 3rd class corridor. Well, these are all confusing. I'm not going to... What is the order of this? Not sure how I'm supposed to use all of those. Oh, these are different. These are... I've just looked at the configuration. Right, so these are different types of wagons. That's fine. So I'm going to keep the 8 or the double bogie wagons all the way. That should do. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy... how many do I need? Let me think. So we go Attleborough to West Mersey to Lichfield to Shepton Mallet to... No, there's something else in the way. New Romney, then Shepton Mallet, Batley, Stratford, Kingsbridge, Taunton, I think it's what I've got it going to. Possibly. I may have these the wrong way. I might have put the wrong trains on the wrong thing. But 9 stops. So I want 12 vehicles. So 1 at each stop. I should have 1. So 9 stops. That's going to be 17 in total because you have the 1 always at the end. And then really, I guess it should just be 9 trains then. So you have 1 at each stop. So there we go. That's what I'm going to buy. Also, I'm now going to double check that these are on the right. This is the semi-fast. Good. Going to have to change the colour of the semi-fast service. Is that the Pullman coming through? I think it is. Who's going next? Who is going next? Probably a train on this side, right? Yep, you. No, there's a train here that's waiting to come in. That's the cause of the block. That's fine. It will sort itself out. Let's get back to what I was doing before I end this episode. So, we're now going to edit those vehicles. And now I'm going to say, we're going to leave the locomotives wherever they were. The first thing I'm going to do is, as I said, I was going to change these. So I'm going to, by change, I mean, I'm going to repaint them in that slightly too dark a colour, that colour. So those are repainted. I'm now going to collect that and these. So I think the top speed of those should be 75 miles per hour if I remember correctly, whilst these can do 89. And I'm going to replace... Oh, that's not going to work all too well. That isn't going to work as well as I thought it would. Where is that now going to go? Oh, I know where they can go. I know where they could go, and I'm not certain it's the best idea. The problem is just that I cannot get the colour right. That's the main issue here. Unless I just decide, wait, you know what? I'm just going to leave them white, the colour they were, and start mixing and matching them. So we could always say that I was add... Oh, they're completely wrong size as well. No. Okay, I've had an idea. I'm going to figure this out. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to release all of these trains, and I might go ahead and recolour some of these as well. I'm going to, no, not edit. Release them on the stopping service. However, I need to get the stopping service, figure out where it stops as well. Yeah, this is a bit of a mess. Stops there, that's okay. I want it to have on the timetable. Where is it? Oh, I didn't switch. That's why this hasn't worked. I haven't switched that on. Switch that on. Auto on bunch. 8 minutes. And you know what? Let's do an auto on bunch here as well. And we'll do an auto on bunch at New Romney. And an auto on bunch at Shepton Mallet. And we'll do the same for this semi-fast service. We'll do one at Shepton Mallet, and we'll have an auto on bunch at Sudbury back here. That should be all right. So I'm hoping this helps spread it out. Then we'll start looking at the journey times and actually getting the right setup. In fact, let's not do an auto on bunch there. We'll do it at New Romney. Do not auto unbunch in this area because that's going to be a problem. Apart from Taunton, I could auto unbunch there. There we go. That could be, or should be, might be somewhat reasonable. Wait for the autosave to finish. It's obviously telling me it is time. Time is up. That should allow it to effectively sort itself out. So this one should now just sit and wait. I wonder if that fits in the platform. It looks a little bit like it might be a bit tight. No, it should fit. Just about. Reasonable colour. So what am I going to do with the other trains? With the other oh, actually it's got plenty of room. It's got plenty of room. What am I going to do with the other carriages that I have? That one's on its way out as well. That's not ideal, but that's fine. Then this one should do what it needs to do. I can always stop this one in the station, in the depot. So I'll just say, look, why don't you just wait? You're the deep blue one. Yep. Should have tried to see if I could put gold trim on it, but that's fine. So yes, what am I going to do with the other few, the other bits are in here? Well, that's now I've got an idea. This is how I'm going to end this particular video. I'm going to go to not that stopping service. Where, here we go. These two. Right, how long are these trains? 126 yards. I'm actually going to add... I'm going to add on each one of these and the Attleborough train depot, whichever one it is. It's not that one, is it? It's that one. It's not that one. It's that one. It's that one. Let's get rid of those. Let's just look at these. Do a bit of a modification. So these are all 70 yards. I'm going to add a little bit more to these. Should I replace the first class or should I add another third class to some of these? So that's 86 yards, and I think that should be okay. So let's move these into the right position first. So let's put all of these up first. There we go. And we'll move these all up to where they should be. And then we'll work from there. And if this is a bad idea, please do let me know. Maybe I should have painted these. Now they're going to look really out of place. But that's okay, I guess. I guess that's going to look, it'll be fine. Put that right to the top. There we go. That goes across there. That one goes right up into there. In fact, let's put that one there. That goes there. We'll push one in here. That one is not going to be used, so I'll put that down there. Push that in across to the front too. Okay, so now I've modified those. If we go over to this train now, we're going to see that this one looks... There we go. So it's starting to look more like a... Well, we've got a bit of a race going on here. It's starting to look a little bit more like a train that's made of extra parts or something like that. And I might go ahead and just add a couple of more bits to it. Maybe remove one of those, add another one. In fact, that's probably a good idea. Should I do that? So for some of these, what I'll do is let's move. So for example, this one here, I'll push this in to there. Let's move that one out. And then this one will go... We'll maybe get rid of all of those. and just say, look, this is all being replaced one little step at a time. So that can go up there. That one will have all three. That one will have the 1, 2, let's say. In fact, let's shove that up there as well. Get rid of one of those. That has 2, that has 2. Maybe this one will not have any replaced. Okay, let's have a couple that maybe have nothing replaced. They've just had a few bits move around. And most of them will just have one replacement. Possibly we could do one of them could have a first class replacement. Let's say that, and then eventually I'll go around painting these. I'll say, well, yeah, let's just paint them, and that should do the trick. Go there, remove that. There we go. So now if we have a look at that, there, it's starting to look like a train that's just made of parts. We've just got a train made of parts, and that is sort of what I was looking for. So I can always, let's go have a look at that train. Oh, that is that train. Okay. We can go have a look at this one. Let's go and take a peek at that. There. I think that looks right. But if you disagree, please do let me know, and I'll try and make some more suitable adjustments to this setup, because that's probably quite important. Where on earth are we? Oh, West Bromwich. I've not been here for a while, so I was a little lost. There we go. Well, anyway, that's probably a good time to end this video. Let's go back to Asselborough, see what the chaos is here. There's a bit of chaos, but we'll move this forward. Let's see what's sitting in the platforms where. Nothing's sitting. That's on its way out, so that is good. This one's on its way in now. I think this is the weird moving across bit that's causing some issues. What I can do is, to help this, I'm going to try and get this. You move there. Okay. And then we can put this one. You are free to use platforms 3 as well, should you need to. But also you must go past that. There we go. So that allows those 2 platforms to be used. I'll figure out what to do with this end platform. I'm going to have to do a rework. So now this is going to do a weird spider move. Just a bit of a sideways hop. I think that's looking reasonable. How much bigger is that than over the Pullman, or smaller than the Pullman, should I say? It is. There is definitely a difference. Definitely a size difference between the 2. I'm not 100% keen on the Pullman colour now that I've seen it in the light. I want to go see that red train. I'll go pick that up. There's definitely a size difference here, which is fine. That makes sense. That is what I was after. There we go. So about an engine and 1 carriage is what we see as the size difference. There we are. That's pretty good. Okay, who are you? That's going to, these ones need to all be retired. So that is the last thing to set. How do I select? Manage line. Now manage vehicles. All 3 of you are going to not be edited. You're all going to go to a depot. There we go. Every single one of you are going to a depot. Where are you going? Turn around. Well, that could cause issues. I know where it wants to go. It wants to go here, and this is going to cause problems. This is without a doubt going to cause issues. So what I'm going to do is turn you around. I'm going to put you back on a line. Right, suddenly, oh no, you're on that line again. Do not crash into each other. Then I need to take a screenshot as well for this episode. Quickly now, come on. I will probably end up moving these to a different branch line. That is why I have done what I've done. Now I'm going to say go to a depot. And it's going to say, oh yeah, I've got to go somewhere. There we go. Oh, that Pullman. This Pullman looks really good. I'm going to try and take a thumbnail of try and take the thumbnail of the video with that Pullman in particular. If I can get a good enough angle of it. That's without too much Z-axis fighting. There we go. That looks reasonable. And that is where I'm going to end this video. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel. My weather's changed. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Tron Sports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you think. Any suggestions you might have. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon, link in the description box below, as are links to my social media and Discord server. Where are these trains? In the next video, I think a ride-along is in order. So we'll be doing a ride-along. Oh, look at that. That doesn't look too bad up there. That does not look too bad up there at all. I'm going to try and maybe get a decent-ish view of this. That could be a thumbnail. Get that lamppost out of the way. There. That could potentially be a thumbnail as well. That is all from me, as I said, and I shall see you next time in Tron Sports Fever 2, the UK modded series, where, yes, there will be a ride-along. Hey, look at these. These do not look too bad. I need to get these going in the right direction, because that is wrong. Right, that needs to change. That needs to change, and that needs to change very, very quickly. Okay, so that's another thing that I want to change now. There we go. This thing's now just going to go all the way around. I'm not fussed, because that could have caused some serious issues. But yes, that is all from me, and I shall see you next time in Tron Sports Fever 2 for the ride-along that I've now said 3 times, but never managed to finish a sentence. Actually, you know what? These look okay. These do look okay. They're a little bit longer now than they used to be. They're carrying more passengers, making the use of... Where have the other trains gone? Where are the rest of my Pullmans? Who are you and what do you want? That's probably going to be going as well. That branch line changes. I have no idea where the rest of my trains have disappeared to. They're somewhere. Well, here's one. That's possibly a thumbnail. That could be a good thumbnail if I get this right. There we go. Anyway, I should stop and actually end the video as I'm supposed to be doing. There we go. Okay, I'm definitely done. I'll see you next time.